Okay, good morning everybody. Wycliffe Barrett here, Xplane dedicated. I'm sure you won't mind me just dedicating a couple of minutes to the amazing Captain Sir Tom Moore, who passed away yesterday at the age of 100. Um, Captain Sir Tom Moore inspired thousands and thousands of people right around the world with his incredible efforts last year, where he decided to walk a hundred laps of his garden after having recovered from a broken hip, and he did this to raise a little bit of money for the National Health Service. He only thought that he would earn £100, but as we well know, um, in actual fact, he raised almost £40 million just through his efforts, and as a result of that, he was made a honorary colonel. Um, he also was knighted by the Queen at a special investiture at Windsor Palace. The Queen came out of isolation specifically to knight Captain Sir Tom Moore for his Herculean efforts in raising that money for the National Health Service. He had a full and active life. Uh, he was in he was on active duty during World War II, so he fought for our freedoms and democracy as we know it, um, and led a full and wonderful life right up until, unfortunately, he got pneumonia at Christmas and then was admitted to hospital only last week with breathing difficulties and was found to be positive with COVID-19. He passed away yesterday. He will be well remembered in this country, in the United Kingdom, and I'm pretty sure that he'll be well remembered around the world for his incredible efforts and his inspiring thoughts and comments. And something that Captain Tom would say is that tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow will be a good day. And I'm pretty sure that wherever he is, Tom will be saying exactly the same thing. So, God bless you. You're a hero among men. And so with that, thank you for sparing me these couple of minutes just to talk about a true hero and legend of the British Empire. Okay, onwards and upwards. Good morning, welcome, and what I'm going to do today is something rather exciting, so please bear with me as I try to sort everything out here with this array of software and things that I'm going to show you. What we're going to do this morning, we're going to talk about POSCON. What is POSCON, I hear you say? Well, POSCON is a new online flying network. It's called POSCON, which stands for Positive Control Network. I've been invited to beta test it along with a number of other people, of course. It's an invitation only, and I was wondering why I was invited, and the reason why I was invited was because I had shown some interest in POSCON a year or so ago, and I, along with a number of other people, received an email last week to beta test POSCON. So myself and a friend of mine, I hope you can hear me. I just realised my mic doesn't appear to be on. Is it? Oh yes, it is. It's on down there. Oh, thank goodness for that. Myself and a friend of mine, we're both beta testers, and so for the last couple of days we've been testing it and working out the kinks, in so much as when I say kinks, I think that's more to do with our abilities to get everything working rather than anything wrong with the program itself. So I wanted to show you this. Unfortunately, and you'll see why I say unfortunately in a moment, that I can't show you an awful lot about it in terms of me flying, because there is nobody around flying at the moment. I think there's something like 8 or 9 pilots that are online flying at the moment, and those 8 or 9 pilots will be beta testers, same as myself, and they're all over the world, but I'll show you that in a moment. So, more about POSCON first. I just need to open up this window for my own benefit. Hang on, bear with me 1 second. Whilst I just do this, he says hesitantly and quickly, your channel. Okay, we'll go to POSCON Live. There's 4 of you watching at the moment. I just need to put this. I know what I can do. Let me close that. We'll keep that open. I'll see if I can open up a new window. I can. There we go. And then I can put that over on the second screen over here, and then open up YouTube on there, and I'll be able to monitor questions, etc. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. So good morning, Andrea Tatini. Hello, sir. I never see this network. I'm curious to know it more. Yes, I can log on somewhere if you need me to. BKG. If you want to log on at Cardiff, that would be great. I'm at Cardiff Airport, and we'll only log on for communication purposes, I think, at the moment. But we'll see, because, as I say, I'm going to be doing a lot of talking and showing and what have you. But BKG, if you want to log on somewhere, that'd be great. There's other people watching. Joe Charman, morning, Wycliffe. Yes, I am very well, thank you, Joe. Hope you're well, and hope your family and everybody else is okay, your mates as well. Okay, so cracking on. POSCON, Positive Control Network. What does it mean, or what does it talk about? Well, it's the next generation in-flight simulation network, and what I'm showing you at the moment is the website. Okay, so the website address is poscon.net. Poscon.net. Now you can join. You can join as someone who's interested. The package has not been released to the general public yet. That's why we're beta testing. Okay, it's the next generation in-flight simulation network. POSCON is a massively multiplayer online network that connects users of various flight simulator platforms together with virtual air traffic controllers in an interactive, immersive and realistic environment. A team of highly skilled aviation professionals have developed a common error-based training system so that everyone, regardless of skill and knowledge level, can engage cooperatively together on the network. Consistency is ensured by gamification. I don't know what gamification means. Through a web-based point system solution where users compete for status. I'm going to talk about the web-based point system shortly, and I'll explain that. I'll explain that as I go along. Okay. So, free membership. Membership to POSCON is completely free. While we are not charging for this service, we will continue the development of advanced features long after release. It sounds as though that they're going to charge at some point. Believe me, they're not. It is going to be completely free, very much like the other online networks, VATSIM and IVAO. While we are not charging for this service, we will continue the development of advanced features long after release. So it means that they will. It's an ongoing development program. There's no charge. So you can sign up today to become part of the initial release. Okay, so you can join now. It's sponsored by Aerosoft as well, so it's got a lot of money behind it. It's got a lot of backing. Okay, brilliant. BKG, I'm pretty sure you know Cardiff is EGFF, and even if you didn't, you do now. So that is it. 2019 Positive Control LLC. It is American registered company, it's an American registered company, although it's not going to cost us anything ourselves. They have a privacy policy, terms and conditions, etc. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, I can close this. For me, it's all right, don't worry, BKJ, I'll wait. I have the same issue. POSCON, it's very different from certainly VATSIM. All of my online flying experience has been with VATSIM for the last 15 years. Okay, so it's very different from VATSIM in so much as it does things slightly differently, and that's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, that is not a bad thing. It's just different. And I mean, for example, on VATSIM, Unicom is 122.800. In POSCON, what I would call Unicom is 129.950. I think. Hang on, let me check my frequency in the radio because it's still in. Yeah, 129.950. Okay, so that's the main difference to start off with. In terms of the way that you behave on the network is more or less exactly the same as you would on any other network. Yeah, you're obviously going to behave in a particular fashion. No, not one. It's not 122. Oh yeah, sorry, 122.950. Did I say that? 122.950. I might have said 129. I got it wrong. My bad. You behave in very much the same way as you would on any other online network. You've got to be courteous, respectful. No call signs that are from the real world, air disasters or anything like that. They don't have. They're not called supervisors, they're called moderators on the network, but the moderators behave and work in the same way as supervisors do on VATSIM. So there are some differences. Now, in terms of ATC, my understanding through reading through the documentation is at the moment they haven't got training programs set up for training ATC. So the expectation is if you want to become a controller, you have either got to be a real world controller or have relevant experience on one of the other networks. So for example, I've got over 5,000 hours, 5,000 controlling hours on VATSIM, and I can't remember how many flying hours I've got, but I've got over 5,000 controlling hours on VATSIM, and I am a C3 controller on VATSIM, which is en route, upper airways and en route. So I can control tower, approach, and en route on VATSIM. So I would guess that if I applied for ATC on POSCON, I would be able to control, let's say, London West, although I wouldn't want to because I know London West is incredibly complex. I would probably want to control up to approach radar, so tower and radar is about as much as I'd want to do. London West is particularly difficult, and I would also imagine that if you wanted to control, say, Heathrow or Gatwick, POSCON would at some point need to do some kind of assessment on you. Because those are very complex airspaces. From what I've read, as an air traffic controller, you would be responsible for your own learning, so making sure that you're up to speed with everything in terms of procedures, etc., at the airports of your choice. Also, you might even be responsible for ensuring that there are plenty of resources available for that airport. Anyway, let me show you. Let's get into this. So, you download the software and you have something called POSCON Launcher. You see it here on the left hand side. There you are. Yeah, you can see it on the left hand side here, POSCON Launcher. You click on that and it brings up this dashboard, for want of a better phrase. Obviously you've got to join and go through the joining procedure, and what I will tell you is that when you join POSCON, there is a computer-based training program that you have to go through before you can log onto the network. Let me rephrase that. You can log onto the network without going through the CBT, but you will be in what they call ghost mode. So basically, you will only see yourself. You will see other aircraft, but they won't see you, and you won't be able to communicate. So you basically in observer mode, but they call it ghost mode, okay? And the only way you can get out of ghost mode is by doing the computer-based training package, which is about 20 minutes long. It's over, I think it's 27 pages of a presentation, and you have to go through it, and you have to listen to what's being said, make notes if you need to. But it is a learning process, and so you've got to go through that before you can get out of ghost mode and fly on the network. I think it's a great idea. I know that VATSIM have just implemented something similar. I haven't seen VATSIM's one because obviously I'm a well-established pilot and controller on VATSIM. But I had to go through the CBT just like anybody else. Okay, so you would need to do the same thing. As you can see here, online flights. There's 16 people flying at the moment. There's no ATC online. Down here you get kind of a news thing. So you've got POSCON Discord, and I would recommend that everybody joins Discord. In fact, you have to join the Discord, and you have to link your Discord with your POSCON account for a number of things to work, and also for you to see more channels on the Discord, which we'll have a look at also. Here is the library, so you can download your software, radar clients, pilot clients, and the pilot clients are really, really good. Okay, Xplane 11 pilot client, you just download it. It's got an installer, and it finally, it just goes, it just runs. Excellent. What stand are you on, BKG? I'm on stand 7 or 8, I think. I can't remember. I'm on 7 or 8. You just let me know what stand you're on, and then I'll go to an external view shortly, okay? Yeah, the pilot clients are brilliant. I'll show you what the Xplane 11 one looks like in a moment. There's radar client. I haven't downloaded that. I will do. We've got a live map, so I'm just going to show you the live map. So I've clicked on it, and here is the live map. Okay, as I say, there's 17 pilots online, most of them in Europe, scattered around. Let's zoom into Cardiff, and you can see November 510 Charlie Mike. That is obviously Benjamin or Ben. Let me know how you prefer to be named, Benjamin or Ben or BKG. Okay. You should see me there, but unfortunately I haven't logged on. I've logged on to the network, but I haven't logged on to the pilot client. I'll do that in a moment. So that's the live map to show you again. There's the live map. Okay. Oh, and there's some neat features on the live map. I really should show you, shouldn't I? So, and I've got 3 of them open, because every time you click on it, you get a new one. So, like settings, you go to settings, and you can have the weather, and it'll show you the weather. Curiously, we've got a lot of Europe, quite a bit of North America, and Australasia, Oceania down there. And what that tells me, a bit of South America. What that tells me is that POSCON, like VATSIM and other weather programs, are only collecting their data from these areas. As for Russia, Asia Minor, Asia Major, India, there's only a few weather stations actually transmitting their weather data. And that's it is what it is. Yeah, but for the UK. I was flying yesterday, and it was very, very accurate. Okay, extremely accurate. You can hide ghosted people. People who are ghosted, you can hide them. Let me turn off this weather because I just saw a ghost. Hide ghosted. Right, so he's a ghost. Tango 80 Tango, and you can see that his aircraft is greyed out, whereas Ben's over here is white. Okay. So you can hide the ghosted pilots. Obviously, he's in ghost mode, probably still trying to sort his CBT out. Everybody else that's on appears. Oh no, we got another ghost over here, I think. Yeah. Alright, so there we go. You can show en route ATC, but there's nobody on. You can show approach, but there's nobody on. You can show tower and nobody on. They're all activated by default. So that's the live map, okay? So coming out of that, we've got the pilot client, which I haven't used this as yet, and I'll tell you for why, because I had some issues with it. There's community tab which takes you into the POSCON forum. I don't think this gets used very much. It's going to be Discord, I think. And already they've got 8,000 members, so there's 8,000 people interested. Ben is good. Excellent. Right. What else was I going to show you? Let me close this down. No, I'm not going to close that down because I need that for conversations to see what's going on. So back here, you've got support, which opens up in a web page. I'll just close that. It's on the other side. Okay. So that's the POSCON launcher client. You can create flight plans. So you can create a flight plan here, or you can create a flight plan in the pilot client, which is here. Okay. So I'm going to log in. So I'll log in. All right. I'm going to log in as Tomjet 2302. Now this is only logging you in. Okay. It's not sending a flight plan off or anything. It's just logging you in. So you log in. Authorizing POSCON 1, connecting to POSCON 1. Come on. Here we go. And there we are. Acknowledge. So now I am actually logged on, and let's see if we can find Ben. Did he say what stand he was on? No, Ben didn't, but let's go look for him. Not forgetting, of course, I've got global traffic on. Oh, Ben is over at the GA apron. There he is, because I've got his label on. What aircraft are you in, Ben? Because it's pretty hard to tell what aircraft you're in. You could be in a Learjet. I think you might be in that Lear. Yeah, you're in the Citation, right? That's that twin-engined jet over there in GA parking. Let me get rid of my global traffic plugins. Plugin admin. Where am I? Traffic global. There we go. So just turned off traffic global, so we don't get confused with real world traffic. The aircraft that you see around are static. Okay. So I am now connected to the network. I haven't filed a flight plan. My airport looks strange because I did an update for Xplane, and of course it's put global airports in again. So I'll need to delete the global airports so that the ORBEX airports show through. Damn it. Typical, innit, of Xplane. Anyway, so filing a flight plan then. Let's show you this. So ready to file a flight plan. You click on it. It opens up a web page here. Okay. Now then. It took me at least a day to figure out what was going on here. I got so mixed up. And what you see here, right, is the flight plan. Now you can import flight plans from SimBrief and a couple of other flight planners, and that has got to be the easiest thing to do, because look, you've got an awful lot of stuff here: aircraft identification, type of flight, number of aircraft, type of aircraft, wake turbulence, equipment category, so forth and so on. Okay, let me show you. Okay, and the thing that took me a day to figure out is, if you've got the mouse on the right hand side here, or the left hand side of the screen, and I've got a wide screen, I've got a 32-inch screen. If you have your mouse over here or over here, you cannot scroll up and down. But if you put your mouse in the middle, you scroll up and down. It took me a day to figure that out. I thought there was a real big bug. You know, why won't it move? Why won't it move? And now I know. If you're in the middle, it moves perfectly. Right. So I'm going to open up a flight planner. I'm going to use SimBrief. So let me open up SimBrief here, and I'm going to create a flight plan. We'll do a new flight plan, I think. So I'll just log in. You can't see my thingy. So Thomson Aircraft, Tomjet 2302. I'm going to do a new flight. So obviously I will have to put everything back in there. Tom. Flight number 2302, I'm going to depart from EGFF and I'm going to go to LEMD, okay, which is Madrid. Type of aircraft, down here, Boeing 738, okay. So my flight plan is done, there you can see it all, yeah, there's the flight plan. Come back up here and generate an OFP, yes, generating. done. There we go. It's done. So scroll all the way down, and you've got all the different formats, so you can download it and save it into a folder if you wish. Further down here you've got pre-file on a network. Okay, so I can pre-file to VATSIM, IVAO, Pilot Edge, or POSCON. So you pre-file, and it opens up your flight plan. Okay, opens up your flight plan, all filled in. Let me scroll down here. All filled in. So everything, your flight plan, completely filled in there. Your equipment code. So it's taken all this data from SimBrief, yeah, and then you submit. Okay. Now then, this is where it gets, for me, I think they could have taken this out, or they could have done this slightly differently. Let me just get a piece of paper from over here. Oops. Now it says here, warning, you are filing a flight plan that will be sent directly to ATC and cannot be edited once submitted. Okay, so you can't edit this. Okay, so you click OK. Please wait. Submit. Right, so here we go. Here's my flight plan. Tomjet 2302. Here's the summary. You've got to activate your flight plan. In order to activate your flight plan on POSCON, you must either call ATC for clearance if they are online. There's no ATC online. Open the pilot client web UI and log in to controller pilot data link CPDLC using the ATC page, and then squawk the code sent by the server. Oh, right. So there's no ATC online. Fine. If there was ATC online, I would just call for clearance, but there isn't. So you click on Pilot Client Web UI, yeah, and was it? No, it wasn't ATC. I've forgotten what it said already. Can I go back? Right, using the ATC page. So click and log on to controller the data link using the ATC page. Okay, log on to controller CPDLC. Network, no, ATC, log on status. Here we go. So you go CDLP. CDLP. My flight number is 2302. Or do they want everything? I cannot remember. No, it's just my flight number. Send. You hear that squawk? Sent. And I'm waiting for my ding dong. New message. File a flight plan to CDLP for a squawk code. Well, I did. And this is where I had trouble. Right, let's see what Ben is saying. Okay, let me just come over here, see what Ben's saying, because hopefully, okay, you're in, yeah, Ben is going to see, right, ATC. Well, this is where I don't understand. Is there ATC online? No, there is no ATC online. Okay, we know that. Nobody's online. Alright, so file a flight plan to CDLP for a squawk code. Well, I did. And the only thing I can do is log on status. CDLP network ready. I gotta check that this is right. CPDL. Is it? CPDL. CPDL. Alright, let's try that. CP network. Come on. No, this is what was happening. You have been disconnected from POSCON. Why? Plug in. POSCON. Oh, right. No, I'm in. I'm back in again. Okay. So, Pilot Client Web UI. Network. ATC. That's it. Log in. Here we go. CPDL 2302. Send. There's a squawk. I need to wait for a bing bong. There we go. New messages. File a flight plan to CPDL for a squawk code. And this was what was happening. Couldn't file a flight plan. Right. And at that point, I was wondering what the hell was going on. Okay. Let's see what Ben is saying, because it is a learning thing together, isn't it? I'll come there in a moment, Ben. Right. So why am I typing in log on to Kusa and Tom 2302? Okay. Let's try that. Let's try that. Network. But you can't. I've had it before. ATC log on status. Kusa. Tom 2302. Okay. Send. That was a bit quicker. Do I get a message? Yeah, there we go. So I've now got my squawk code. Yeah, gosh. 7516. Right, okay, finally. So ident, and let's turn this on. There we go. Right, finally. So now I could fly because I've got my thing, and I believe once you take off, your flight plan's activated within the system. Right, let's go. Am I going to go to Discord? Do I really want to go to Discord? Discord. I'm in the network. Don't know where you're at, Ben. Xplane. Are you going to be in Xplane? Right. What I will do is I'll call Ben up. We'll see if I can call Ben up. We'll go external. Tomjet 2302 Cardiff requesting radio check. Okay, Ben, good morning, how are you?
Mostly splendid, thank you. Hope that's the same for you.
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you very much. So there you go. Now, the radio transmission is very much like the real world, so maybe not as clear then as VATSIM, or not as clear as TeamSpeak. And it was a bit of a problem that I was having last night at Gibraltar when my friend and I was in Gibraltar doing the same kind of thing as Ben and I are doing, so testing, etc. But yeah, perfectly readable, and you know, actually got that kind of realistic sound to it. The one thing I will say, more than anything, and I don't know whether Ben will be happy to demonstrate this by taking off for us, but there is no delay. No delay whatsoever. So if yesterday when I was at Gibraltar and my mate was flying and I was flying, as he took off, I was seeing his wheels leave the runway exactly the same time as they did for him, and he did a wing waggle. So he waggled his wings, and I said, as he went left, I said left, and as he went right, I said right. And as I was saying it, he was doing it. So it was perfect. And apparently this is so good. The lack of delay is so good that you would even see heavy landings. So if an aircraft was coming in and he did a heavy landing or a tail strike, you would see that, or a wing strike. You would see it. There is no delay whatsoever, and that, I have to say, is incredibly impressive. So I'm not going to say there's a way to go. There isn't a way to go. What there is a need for learning the processes. So why it works with CUSA and not CPDL, I have no idea. Because the other evening at Gibraltar, it did work with CPDL. And just let me show you this page. I can just pull this page over here and expand it a bit like that. So you then have you then have your pilot client here, where you can get flight information. You can request an ATIS, radios. You can also check your radios, and I believe adjust your radios on here. Excuse me. Yeah, you could type it in there, or you could go up and down the frequency like that, and or change radios there as well. So yeah, you can do everything in here that you can do on your physical radio in your aircraft. There is no way of sending messages to other pilots, so you can't private message each other as you can with VATSIM or IVAO, and I'm not quite sure whether that is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, you could set up your own frequency, which is what me and my mate did. We used our own a frequency that's not used, as far as we know, anywhere, and we were chatting on that. But you could use Discord for a private chat. But then again, if you don't know who the pilot is, you can't private chat with them. So I found that a little bit disconcerting. But overall, I mean, I think. From the tests that we did flying around Gibraltar, to see the instantaneous stuff, there's no delay. I think that is absolutely amazing, breathtaking stuff. Right, Ben is in the general voice room, so let me find him. General voice room, open discussion, and. I thought it. Ah, there he is. Hi Ben, can you hear me?
I hear you, yes.
Yeah. Where are you living? Where do you reside?
In the East Midlands region in the UK.
All right, so you're in the East Midlands. I'm down in Cardiff, obviously. So, have you got any thoughts? How long have you been testing POSCON?
It's difficult to remember. I think if I go to my profile, it will tell me, but I think it must be about a year by now.
Right, so you've one of the early ones then, yeah.
Yeah, so what I think is odd is that if you go to the VATSIM.net website, you can see how many pilot hours you have and how many ATC hours. Whereas with POSCON, they make that a bit more awkward to get those stats.
Yeah. I like it. I like a lot about it, but there are things that I dislike, and I find the process for. I don't understand why they couldn't have put the flight plan in with the pilot client so that you just file in there and then it's gone. So you've got like separate bits. When I queried that the other day on the Discord channel, they said, "Well, why would we want to do that?" And I thought, "Oh well, okay." They're saying, "Oh, it's only 3 steps to log in and file." It might be. I think it's just a case of learning the process for me, and I've been at this when did I install it? I installed it on Sunday, so I've only been at it a few days, kind of thing. But certainly impressed with a great number of aspects about it. Have you got? What are your feelings?
Well, even though I've been in the POSCON invite-only beta for a while, I've still been dividing between POSCON, VATSIM and offline, depending on the situation. And yes, I agree that sometimes they're receptive to feedback, other times they're not.
Hang on a second, Ben. Hello, Matt. Yeah, I'm live streaming. I'm in Discord. POSCON General having a chat with another beta tester. If you want to come in, Ben from the East Midlands. He flies on VATSIM, so if you want to come in and join the conversation on the live stream, you're more than welcome. All right. All right. Oh, good. Excellent. I'll speak to you shortly. Let me finish the stream. Yeah. Sorry about that. That was Matt, who I was flying with yesterday over in Gibraltar. Yeah, I think I'm going to be honest here and say that I will fly VATSIM until such a time as POSCON goes to public release, and there are a number of pilots and ATC about, or more ATC than there have been. I mean, every time I've been on, there's been probably 2 areas open. So yeah, I think for me, and I think I said this when I was in an open discussion on Discord the other day, and I was saying, yeah, I like it, but it's got an awful lot to do to compete with VATSIM and IVAO, because they're so well established. They have, over, I don't know how many members IVAO has, but VATSIM, it's 100,000. They may not all be active, but this last year, through the pandemic, we've seen just how active VATSIM can be with 1,600, 2,000 plus connections just on a normal day, and that's a heck of a lot of people. So POSCON has got a lot to do to even begin to compete with that, and so they really, I think, they need to get this out. I know they had a couple of turbulent years, or maybe the first year was very turbulent for all sorts of reasons that we don't really need to go into. There was the whole thing about POSCON offering money to VATSIM and trying to buy VATSIM out, which was all fake, and they had a bit of a turbulent time in the beginnings because of the early developer, I think. But and I don't want to get into that too much. I don't want to get too kind of flight simulation online political. But I think since that association stopped, POSCON has moved forward in leaps and bounds. How long have you been flying online, Ben?
I have 1,800 pilot hours on VATSIM and just a few dozen ATC hours at the S1 rating.
Yeah. That's one of the major problems with VATSIM as well. Obviously, the training program and mentorship program is shot to hell from when I first started. You could go S1 to radar easily within 6 months. If you put the time in, you was willing to dedicate time to the task. There were mentors who were also willing to dedicate time to the task, and you could conceivably go from S1 right through to S3 in 6 months quite easily. Now,
as S1 and as a keen pilot on the network as well, it's you can understand how there's only so many times you can say taxi alpha, hold alpha 1 to pilots before getting bored and thinking I'll just go and fly them.
Yeah, exactly. There's a friend of mine on VATSIM, Darren Foe, and Darren won't mind me saying, but he has really been stuck in tower hell for 2, possibly 3 years now. with very little sign of progression. It is so difficult. And of course, VATSIM has changed dramatically from when I first started. Where in the UK you had 10 regions around the country, and so you could really get training and mentorship in your region. You weren't dependent on a training team that was looking after the whole UK. You had a training team that looked after your region, and so that's how you could get through quickly. But now they've kind of flattened the hierarchy out, and it's just, in my view, it's made it worse. But we're not here to talk about VATSIM. We're here to talk about POSCON. What do you think about the ATC setup for POSCON?
So I've on the 2nd of January this year, I was in a fortunate position where I led a convoy of 6 aeroplanes across the Atlantic between Glasgow and Newark, and we had ATC from Boston Centre, New York approach, controller, director, and then Newark Tower. In that situation, I suppose it was useful for them to test the radar client and get the in-trail spacing nailed.
Yeah, and in terms of becoming ATC on POSCON, have you read the information regarding that? I read it on the weekend myself.
Yes, I've expressed an interest in the general chat in the invite-only channels, and we'll see if I make the cut to be able to do ATC or not. I think it could be fun, but if the requirements are too high, then I might not make the cut. We'll see.
Well, I don't know. They're looking for, as I said early on in the stream, they're looking for real-world air traffic controllers or people with, relevant experience. So obviously they're looking to, grab a few controllers from VATSIM, which I don't think is such a bad thing. I like the way that they're going to do it. So it's based on hours, etc. Hours and experience. So I might apply myself because I've got a huge amount of hours. It's over 5,000. I'd have to check my stats, but I know it's over 5,000. Plus, I'm a supervisor on VATSIM, and I've held staff positions on VATSIM over the years. I used to be divisional conflict resolution manager for Europe, or was it UK? Well, I was DCRM. That was good fun. I've been a membership manager for VATSIM UK, and I'm a C3 controller, and as I say, supervisor now, which is, some people they come down hard on supervisors, saying that we're the devil incarnate, but the network could not operate without them, for sure. And the whole purpose of a supervisor is to help, primarily first, and then secondly to ensure that people fly by the rules. Anyway, so Dimitri 437, hi. Been a long time since I've seen you on Cardiff Radar. Yeah, it is Dimitri. I keep saying this. Time is finite, and unfortunately, I don't know. I can't tell you how many hours there are in a week. Because I'm not that good at maths as I get older. But even with all the hours in a week, the time is finite, so I've got to split my time between flying, controlling, supervising, family life, walking the dog, and flying my racing drones. And flying the racing drones is kind of a high priority. Is hobby number one now. And I sleep as well. I tend to sleep 6 hours a day, a night. But nice to see you, Dimitri. You'll see me on Cardiff Radar again soon. And at the moment, my wife is out. She's out walking the dog this morning. She's taking him for a nice long walk. So I thought I'd do a live stream on POSCON. So, just wrapping up. Ben, thanks for giving us a few words there. For those of you who are interested in POSCON, you can join at POSCON.net. I'll bring that up again. You can join, but that doesn't mean to say that you can fly on the network because the network hasn't been released or it hasn't been opened up to the general public as yet. So you can join at POSCON.net, and what will happen, of course, is that you'll get frequent updates as to what's happening. I suspect if Ben has been in the beta for over a year and I've just come in, and there seems to have been a recent tranche of invitations to people to become testers, I would think that they're pretty close to release. Have you got any thoughts on that, Ben? Is there any kind of
We'll see. This beta process seems to be taking its time. It seems to be quite long-winded, so we'll see.
Yeah, there haven't been any indications on Discord or anywhere else as to a general release to the public, has there?
I'm not aware of any formal announcement.
No, I certainly not as well. So I think we'll leave the stream there. We'll just have another go with the radio so that everybody can hear. So I'm going to call for. Did I fire the flight plan? I did, didn't I? That's why don't I just do a takeoff? Hang on. Let's check my FMC. I tell you what. Let's. Is that? I think I'm on gate 7. Route EDFF to. I'll just put this in because I'm not going anywhere. 30. Whoops, 30. Oh, 30. Runway. Next page. Bracken. Hang on. Bracken. November 846. Come on. Oh, that's strange.
What's wrong?
Oh, I can't get my November 846 in. Airway for some reason. Let's just change this around a bit. That's why. I was being dumb. Oh, it's still not going in. Oh, that is really strange. Oh well, we won't bother with that. Let's do this instead. Put that to there.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
I am ready.
Ground to cockpit. Toe is driving up.
Okay. I have to take my slippers off because I cannot, for some reason, I cannot fly my aircraft with shoes on with my rudder pedals. I've got to be barefooted. Weird. Right. So we'll just wait for this guy to turn up. Let's sort out some lights. Put them on. Put my anti-collision on.
We've got citation November 510 Charlie Mike taxing for holding point hotel for a few circuits, Cardiff traffic.
One of those for you listening on YouTube. Dan is just, not Dan, Ben has just requested clearances at the taxi point. Let's have a quick look, see if he's where he's gone. There he is, he's taxiing over in his citation, looking very nice. Weather's a bit grim, raining, although it isn't raining in Cardiff, so let's check this out. Flight configuration or customise, match real world weather. They're showing rain at Cardiff and it isn't raining. Not in the real world anyway. It's really quite nice weather. I tell you what. Let's open up FSG. Are you going to backtrack for 3-0?
No, I don't need much pavement.
Alright. So, is Ben, once he gets airborne, I'm going to ask him to waggle his wings, and I will call it out, and he'll tell me if what he's doing. And then we can see that instantaneous. Have you got your spoilers up?
Cardiff traffic, you got citation.
No spoilers.
Alright.
Cardiff traffic, you got citation November 510 Charlie Mike line up and depart runway 30 Cardiff traffic, so local station.
There we go.
Starting pushback.
Okay, here he goes. I got to estimate when he's going to be airborne. Keep zooming in.
You're leaving the ground now?
Roger, dead on. Left. Right. Look at that. Perfect. Instantaneous on the climb out. That's a hell of a climb out as well. Right. I'm just pushing back. I've got labels on, by the way, so you could, for those of you watching, you can see that Ben's label was on there. You can have them on or off. Normally I prefer to have them off, but whilst I've been testing this, I've had them on. If only to locate people on the ground. So now, when I downloaded the software, the pilot client comes with its own CSL folder, but it was displaying people incorrectly the other day.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
So when I say displaying it incorrectly, they had the wrong livery. But I think that might just be a glitch in the software more than anything.
Disconnecting toes. Stand by.
Do you know the localizer frequency from memory?
11950, I think.
Okay, it's just a bit soupy up here.
Yeah.
Cardiff traffic, November 510 Charlie Mike, right downwind runway 30 for touch and go Cardiff traffic.
Tomcat 230 to Cardiff, taxiing to Alpha 1 runway 30. for a Brecon 1 Alpha departure.
Antenna is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, let's start our taxi. Brakes released. Taxi lights on. Whoops, a little bit fast. 737 doesn't need an awful lot of power to get going. Whoops. Right, let's just have a quick look here. Yeah, we've just gone through that aero streamer with the refresh rates, POSCON, so you know that everything's instantaneous. Ben just took off and did a wing waggle at my command, which was instantaneous. Absolutely amazing. I'm not flying anywhere actually, mate, Richard. I'm just doing a departure. Probably do a circuit if I can in the 737, although the weather is not conducive for circuits, I have to say.
Yes, it wasn't the best wing waggle. The citation has very sensitive controls.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you?
My Xplane crashed.
Oh, did it? Okay, no worries.
That's happening quite regularly nowadays.
Okay, the RAS systems tell me I'm approaching 30. I'll just turn onto runway now. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean up this weather because let's just get out of this a second. Customize. Forget about the. Oh, hang on. Match real world conditions. Nah, that's not going to work. So manually configure. We'll have Cavoc. Let's just clean it up a little bit. There we go. Right. Let's just hold here a second. Set 40%. Brakes released. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
80 knots. V1. Rotate.
Positive rate.
Positive rate. Gear up.
$1,000.
1,000 feet. Right hand turn. St Hilary TV mast. Just need to come round on a heading to 120 degrees. Get my speed down considerably. Just coming onto a heading of 120 downwind. Coming into the west of Cardiff. Yes, thank you, Richard. My speed is below 250, below 10,000 feet. We've got Cardiff Bay right ahead of us, just above the master caution switch. A little bit soupy. Cardiff Bay. Yesterday I was flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we flew from Compton Abbas up to Cardiff, and I cannot wait for the Microsoft Flight Simmer update for the UK. But even then, I don't think it's going to be that amazing, unfortunately. Thank you, Richard. I'll start that turn shortly back to... Oh, no! I'll have to ring them back. Bit of advice, if you ever do streaming or YouTube, always make sure you turn your phone off. There's nothing more embarrassing. Okay, let's make that turn for Cardiff, so let's just...
Tomjet 2302, how will this approach terminate?
Sorry, what was that, Ben?
Intentions for this approach, is it full stop?
Yeah, full stop. Tomjet 2302 base for runway 30 Cardiff, full stop landing. With any luck. So hand flying the 737 all the way around. Yep, I've had the Jack Bauer ringtone for years. Absolutely years, Richard. Best TV series ever. So I'm coming around onto a header of 30. I hope can't actually see the airport at the moment, so I'm just going to open that up. There we go. I know exactly where I am now because I've just found it on the navigation screen. So 2500, that'll do for me. Just Richard, you said my sim looks stunning. Can you just let us know what makes you think it looks stunning? I really should have the time of day a bit higher. I'll tell you what, just let me pause it there. Oh, and I've gone into ghost mode. Ooh, I forgot about that. Let's just change the time of day a bit, I think. Because that's quite late in the afternoon. Let's get that sun up a little bit higher. Although it's winter time, so it's not going to be that high. I need to reconnect to POSCON. Oh no, request unghost. Right, so I'm unghosted. I can see the runway there, just above my heading indicator. That's the caution, a bit more flap. We'll put the gear down now. I think I can do that reasonably. Master caution is telling me fuel. No, I'm not worried about that because I'm almost home. Does Xplane 11 have snow? I'm afraid not. I mean, you will see snow, especially with with SkyMax Pro. You'll see snow falling, but you don't see snow on the ground. Now, there are ways of getting snow textures on the ground. There are different applications and programs that you can use that will put snow on the ground. I was going to say it's hit and miss. It isn't. It can look very effective, but if you have XEnviro, which is a new weather engine, XEnviro will put snow on the ground and falling snow, and it does look absolutely amazing. If you look back on one of my videos, a video I did the other day where I reviewed XEnviro, you will see snow on the ground at Innsbruck, and I must admit it was breathtaking. It looked amazing. XEnviro have done a really good job, but by the same token, you need a really powerful machine to use XEnviro. This is a i7 4770K processor, so it's about 4 years old now, this processor. Still very good. I've got 32 gig of RAM, and I'm using an NVIDIA GTX 1080, not a 1080 Ti. The new cards, the 3080s and what have you, are way overpowered. They're great for video editing, so if you're a television production company and you're into video editing, then yeah, fantastic with the 3080s. You don't get too much more bang for your buck, so to speak, with flight simulators, and that is something that you need to be very aware of if you're going to be thinking of buying a 3080. They're just not. My fuel is on the floor. No, it's not. Oh, right, I know, it's my central tank. Right, okay, here we come. A little bit high, according to RAS, so we'll just drop down a little bit. I'm fine, I'm good. Approaching 3-0, we can see that Ben has come back online. He's at GA Park and he's watching me come in. 1 red, 3 white, 2 red, 2 white, 2 red, 500 feet, 4 red, 1 white, so I'm a little bit below the glide slope, 400 feet, coming in over the road there, 300 feet, 140 knots, landing speed, 100, flare, touchdown and reverses. Reverses off, 80 knots.
80 knots.
Brakes off. Flaps up. I'll vacate right here. No need to go to the end of the runway. Airspeed indicator's dead. Manual braking. Turning right. Whoops. Thank you, Richard. and we'll just we're clear of the runway now. We go across the stop bars. We're clear of the runway. We'll hold here a second and just wait for the follow me car. So I've got the map. I want to go to select from list. I want to go to stand 7. There's the follow me car. Let's put that down there, and we'll just turn right here. The one thing I will say, and I'm not too sure whether this is just, it might be the placebo effect, I don't know, but I think that POSCON, because of its refresh rate, actually smooths out the sim quite a bit. I'm not sure, that might just be, you know, me wishing that, I don't know. Maybe, you might be right there, Richard, I will do that. I mean, I always put XPD, I have done for years. I'm waiting for Mr. Beast to come along, that's what it is, you see. Because Mr. Beast, he gives money to people who have only got a few viewers. I've been waiting forever. He's not going to come. He never seems to pick on streamers from the UK. They're either from America or Asia or Europe. Never seems to pick on anybody from the UK. You never know. Maybe one day. Huh? Maybe one day. So let me just park up here and then we'll have another brief chat. Tomjet 2302 taxi into stand 7 Cardiff. Yeah, I know, Matt. This is Global Airports. I forgot to delete Global Airports last night after we were doing some messing around with sorting out the CSL files. I can do that now in a minute. Won't take me long. You know, stand 7 is a bit of a sharp turn. Right, yeah, we can do that, Matt. I got a couple of things to do, although Wednesday is my lazy day, as you know. I don't have to do anything. Fran's out with Frank the dog, so just get on stand here a moment. I think we'll go there. That'll do. Okay. So there we have it, peeps. Ben, are you still online?
Yes.
That was a pretty good landing, I thought, considering a hand flew that all the way around. Okay, Richard, the sim looks stunning. I think maybe because of the sky colours, airport and surrounding areas look very nice also. Right, well, in terms of weather, just to let you know, I'm using SkyMax Pro version 5 with real weather connector and FSGRW, although I did clean the weather up for the circuit because it was a bit too soupy. But yeah, and I'm using Orbex True Earth Great Britain South. I think that's about it, but it is excellent scenery, and it does look really good. Okay, well, unless there's a whole raft of questions people want to ask, I think that's going to be it for the time being. I need to return that phone call that I had. Yeah, I noticed that as well, Matt. I saw the double viaducts. I'll take that out and sort that out. I wonder if I take it out now and do a refresh of the scenery. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's have a quick look. Custom scenery, there we are. Global scenery. Global airports, there we go. Delete that. Gone. Okay, and if I developer reload the scenery, it might reload without it. I don't know. I can't remember whether it will or not, but we'll see. No problem, Richard. See you soon. Take care. See you next time. For everybody else, once again, I know I know you didn't mind me doing this, so I'm just going to pop this up here a second, because I think he deserves it, if I can find it. There's the man. So thank you for watching the stream, people. I'll be doing another one probably next time. Hopefully we'll get myself and a couple of other pilots on the stream demonstrating POSCON. Many thanks to you, Ben, for coming on and having a chat and demonstrating the radios. That's good of you. Who's that beeping? Someone beeping out there. And we'll see you all soon. So take care and cheerio from me. Bye bye.